Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel and welcome to the Garage Workshop. We've got another update for you because we've got a lot of things to get through. It's really cold, so let's get cracking. So since the last update I've made quite a few additions to the pallet wood tool wall. What I've done is I've actually swapped out the old French Cleat system. The initial one was more of a test really, just to see how it worked, but it was a little bit on the big side. It was a bit rough and ready, so what I've done is I've took that down and I've created this new French Cleat system. It's all exactly the same size, same lengths, and it's much neater. So let's start with that. So this was the initial piece that I used. You can see it's not very straight. It was a bit rushed and it's a bit on the big side, and compared to the new French Cleat, you can see this is a lot smaller, it's a lot neater, it's all nice cuts, it's all been sanded nice and smooth, and I've created 3 of those just using the jigsaw. Like I say, I don't have a table saw, don't be looking at these other things yet. So I just took my time and they came out quite good. So they do take quite a while just to do one length of cut. You just got to think about what you're doing, get all your measurements right, but it's worth it in the end. I've spaced these out evenly. What I've done is I've created some little spacers that just fit in there, and that's the spacing I've got in between my French cleats. So the next one that I do will be up there because I'm going to keep working up this wall. So that's just on that side of the tool wall. I've yet to do the other side, but now I know this system works, and you can see how it's all starting to come together now. Some of these things you may have already seen. I think you've seen the little wooden box that I'd already made probably about over a year ago now. But what I did is I just screwed a little French Cleat to the back, and that's where I keep all my pens, pencils, rulers, toothbrushes, pegs that I did when I was doing bushcraft. And the beauty of this system is I can just move that to wherever I want, and it works really well, and I really like it. So that was the first thing. The next thing I made was this. I found I was using these particular items on a regular basis, and I just used to keep them in a Altoids tin, and I had to go and find the Altoids tin and then use what I needed. So I decided to create this little holder which just keeps everything in. I've just got to do a little bit of fettling with these ones because they're a little bit tight. I'd like them to be a bit more easy removal. So that's that one. I then went on to incorporate this wooden box which I was given as a Christmas present. No, not just a wooden box, it did have 2 bottles of wine in it. I've had it for ages, and I thought, you know what, I might as well use it. So we stuck a French Cleat on the back, and now we've got a nice little cupboard space to keep whatever I need to keep. And as with everything, that can be moved to wherever I decide. So that's the beauty of this French Cleat system. If I was to bolt things to the wall, once it's on the wall, it's on the wall. But now I've got the ability to move it as and where I want it as the tool wall evolves. So that was the next thing I put together. I then created this. I've just purchased this, and I have actually done a video on this pocket hole jig. It's the XK1. If you want to see that video, I will put a link up at the top somewhere. You can watch that. Really good, really like that, and we'll come on to what I've used that for later on in this video. But again, I've just made this little holder with all the bits and pieces that I need, and as always, that can be moved around the tool wall. The screws that came with this were too small, too short, so I bought some 32mm screws, and I decided to make myself a little holder. These are just little Tupperware tubs that I found at the local supermarket. I thought, oh yeah, I can make use of those. And rather than just have them stacked up, or I could have them in there, they do fit in there perfect, so I'm probably going to buy some more of these to go in there. But for the ones I use on a regular basis, they just go in there like that. So those are me 25mm ones, these are me 32mm, and these are the little blanking plates that are for the pocket hole jig. And that just stores them nicely on an angle, can be easily seen, and that works really well, so I really like that as well. So moving on to this area of the bench, you can see I've got two little supports there. Now what are they for? Well, I did have this scrap piece of plywood from the construction of my workbench, and I thought, right, what can I use that for? And this is going to evolve over time. I've got a little bar screwed to the bottom, which just ties in nicely with the edge of the bench. That then slots into there, like that. You can see that. And then that is now nice and secure in there. Obviously, if I pressed on there, it would go up. Not very easily, but it would. But I'm going to use that to be able to clamp things on for probably for the pocket hole jig. I'm probably going to put a strip down there that I can butt pieces of wood up to, and then into that corner, knowing that they're perfectly square, because I know that is perfectly square. So it's just going to be a sort of utility board for clamping bits of wood that I need to work on. But as I say, that will evolve over time. I may cut a slot in and have some sort of clamping system, and I don't know, but that's what that's for. So moving on to the bench itself. As you can see, I had these kitchen units along the back end of the wall there, and I just wanted a larger workspace, and they're all just tied in nicely. So I fitted this piece. I've then come out with this piece. You can see under there, I've bolted, well, screwed a batten across the back. It then just sits on the kitchen worktop, and I've butted this in absolutely flush as you like. I'm really pleased with that. I am going to pallet wood across there, just up to that unit, so that's where the bench comes out to, and this is where the pocket hole jig came in. Actually, let's get this light. You can see under there that I've put poo. I've poo. I didn't poo. As you can see, I've put some pocket holes in there and screwed it into the kitchen worktop. And then that piece comes across, and then there's two more pocket holes there, screwing into that piece, and then two more pocket holes into that back piece. And that was pretty good. That was pretty secure. I was really pleased with it. I could have just gone in with screws in the end, but I would have struggled up there and definitely struggled here. So that pocket hole jig just came in handy. Absolutely brilliant. I'm really going to be using that a lot. I really like it. So if you haven't already seen that video on the pocket hole jig, I advise you to watch that, because it's a really handy little tool. And then I basically just put a support in there, which has been screwed to the floor, so that is, just turn the light off, that is absolutely rock solid now. That's another work area. What I'm probably going to have there is a disc and belt sander. This is the plan. I might be able to get a pillar drill in there as well, or the pillar drill might go there. Don't know yet. This can all change. And I'm probably going to build something coming out this way as well, but it will be on wheels, so I can wheel it up so it's absolutely flush with that, just to create a full sort of U shape if I ever need to put pieces of wood. I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud here. And then down in this space, once it's all tidied, I'm going to build a really big sort of square workbench on wheels that can just moved around the workshop as and when I'm constructing and working on my new project. Right, I think that's all up to date now with the garage workshop and all the new additions that I've made. I'm really pleased with them. It's all coming together really nicely now, and I'm really starting to enjoy just coming in here and just tinkering basically, just adding bits and pieces here and there, keep tidying up little bits, chucking things away, and slowly but surely the garage is getting a lot more organised, so I'm really pleased about that. If you've got any hints or tips for garage workshops that you may have incorporated, please leave a comment down below. I'll be interested to hear what you've got to say. So I hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, as always, please give us a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, which is down below, and don't forget to click on that bell icon so you don't miss out on my next video. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.